Hal decides that his disorganized jumble of particles is messy, so he begins to think of clever ways to rearrange them. When Hal goes to A and looks out at B, he realizes that he has a line of sight between A and B. To his delight, Hal understands that he can quantify the distance between particle A and particle B. Hal has made the universe's first scientific discovery. Just for the fun of it, Hal decides to take his particles and arrange them all at exactly the same distance away from himself. To his delight, he sees he's created a circle. Hal now understands the concept of beauty. He can see that his circle is an elegant creation and looks much better than the mess he had before. Hal decides to find particles on his circle that are the same distance away from each other than A is to B. To his delight, he discovers that there are exactly 6 particles, all equally spaced around the circle. Hal has created a hexagon, a 6-sided, 2-dimensional figure. The hexagon is found in nature, in the honeycomb, in crystals, and in snowflakes. Hal finds 4 equally spaced particles on his circle and gets a square. After some thought, Hal finds 5 equally spaced particles on his circle and gets a pentagon. Why are such simple geometric figures so important? Well, the construction of human DNA is based upon them. Take a look at this diagram of a human nucleotide. A nucleotide is the basic unit of DNA. Without getting too technical, you can see the square-shaped group of atoms at the left. It has one phosphorus atom, the P, surrounded by 4 oxygen atoms, the O's, in a diamond or square pattern. The middle structure of the nucleotide is a pentagon. And the upper group is shaped like a hexagon. The N is a nitrogen atom and the C is a carbon atom for those who are interested. Nature actually uses Hal's simple but powerful geometries in the building blocks of life. Although Hal is pretty smart, he's not omnipotent. In his quest for knowledge and growth, he makes mistakes just like you and me. For the first time, Hal feels frustration. He's now experiencing emotion. Emotions result from decisions or choices about something. Hal is amazed once more, for before his first thought, he felt blissful all the time. In his new universe, Hal understands that the concept of limitation not only applies to physical matter, also to his state of being. At first, Hal begins to think that he himself is limited. But after a little thought, understands that only if he begins to identify himself with his creations can he feel restricted, inadequate, or imperfect. Hal laughs and laughs, for the idea that he's not perfect now seems to be a very funny joke. One day, Hal is playing around with a circle and discovers something truly astonishing. By flipping the circle around on itself, he creates a sphere like so. Hal has just created the universe's first 3-dimensional figure. By finding points on the sphere, Hal creates more 3-dimensional figures. These 5 structures are called the Pythagorean solids or Platonic solids. In nature, the first 3 appear in crystals. The last 2 appear in certain viruses. On the left, for example, is some common table salt. In the center is how the atoms inside the salt crystal line up. You can see that the first of these 5 simple structures contains the second inside it. The complex always evolves from the simple. Hal could never have gotten this far without first making the easier stuff. Evolution is an inherent and natural property of thought, and is reflected in the structures of our material world. That which exists now was built on that which came before. Eventually, after a very, very long time, Hal's simple sphere might look like this. As Bill Murray says in Groundhog Day, maybe God isn't omnipotent. He's just been around for so long, he knows everything.